What is going on, Gifron lovers and Pithron haters? We all gather around today to learn how to make a logo like Ninja. I don't know why I decided I had to make that one like my Allier one, but I did. So yeah, what's going on? My name's James. I run this channel. It's a graphic design tutorial channel for the most part. It features a lot of content. Subscribe if you're new and drop a like. It greatly helps me out. But today we're working on how to make a logo like Ninja. Now, I slept on this a little bit because Ninja's been popping for a long time. Now, he's still going hard as ever, but the trend's kind of died off a bit. People just watch him now because they like him. So I should have got in on this one a while ago, but yeah, I figured it's the most typed in thing when you type in how to make a logo like, and me being Griffin GFX, it is my duty to fulfill that service. So today we're going to be looking at how to do it.
Hey, I told him fuck Russ, you ain't shit, you a bitch, diamond wrist, peep the drip, water whip, plank Jane.
I'll start recording my screen now so you can see what I'm up to. So what I was thinking is, here I have Ninja's logo. Now it's hard getting hold of a high quality version of this, so I just pulled some ones off Google Images, so they're not the best quality, but you guys know what his logo looks like because you're typing in this video. This is his logo. Now the definition of this is a mascot logo. I've actually captured here some of my favourite mascot logos. Shout out Hellraisers, if any of you are CSGO fans, big up the North American scene. But yeah, these are all just mascot logos. They all feature similar effects. They're all done with a pen tool on mostly Adobe Illustrator, but I'm going to be teaching you how to do it on Photoshop because I know most people have Photoshop. Unless you're really into design, you probably don't have Illustrator, which is why I base my channel on Photoshop. We have a variety of animals. Some of them are super minimalistic, like this one, whereas other ones are quite detailed. The dragon's quite detailed. Massive voice crack. There's going to be a lot of voice cracks. My voice is really playing up. They're all quite vibrant in colours, and the idea is just to make them pop, make them minimalistic, have only a few colours, and yeah, just really crisp and straight to the point. So Ninja implemented text as well, and the closest I could get with the text was a font called Batman Forever, which used to be quite popular within the FaZe clan, and is this one here. It's actually a guess. I just looked at that and was like, what does that look like? I recognise that. Typed in Batman Forever, and if we think about it, if I remove that, effectively I'm just going to quickly do an adjustment to the text just to prove a point here. If we add a spike there, this is really rough, don't judge me for this. If we add a spike there, and if I rasterize this, if I make the J come down and wrap over the text like that, pull that into there, make that a bit thinner, and then flip the spike. That to me is quite literally his logo. His text logo anyway. There's obviously an outline and he's got some effects, but I'm going to be showing you how to kind of make this for yourself, including something like this. Now, we're not going to be doing a ninja in this video because realistically your name isn't going to be Ninja, and if it is, I recommend reconsidering because it's already taken, unfortunately. But I decided, why not try like an animal? I really wanted to do the squid, but I found this and thought that was really well done. So today I'm going to be doing a rhino. Now, I'm going to get a little bit away from the mic here because I have to use my drawing tablet. I use a drawing tablet for the sketch. If you don't have a drawing tablet, you don't need to worry. You can just sketch on like a bit of paper, then take a picture of it and put it onto Photoshop. But it helps speed up the process. You can get them quite cheap for like, I don't know, I think mine was expensive when it came out. I don't know, not expensive. It was like 100 quid, but it's quite dated now. I've got the Wacom Bamboo. Shout out Wacom. Not sponsored, but wish I was. Anyway, I haven't been on Photoshop in a while actually, so I'm going to be a little bit rusty. But yeah, we're going to have a go at doing a rhino. So first thing to do is, obviously you'll have your channel name and you'll be making a mascot based on whatever your name is. You can be a bit creative. It doesn't have to be like based on what you are, because obviously if your name isn't an animal or a creature or something, then you have to get creative. But yeah, say your name was Rhino. I went and got a picture of a forward-facing rhino here. You need reference images, it's very important. And then I'm just going to go over the top and sketch out its primary features. That's a very important part. I'm just going to quickly check I'm actually recording, because I've been making a mess recently. I haven't been recording in a while, so I'm a bit out of the loop. I've been living at my girlfriend's for about 3 weeks. Then I came home because there was loads of housework going on at my house. And then I've just been super like tied down doing client work, catching up on everything, selling t-shirts, all of that. But we're back now, so that's where the eyes are at. At this stage, all you're really going to be doing is just trying to capture the general premise of your animal, your creature, whatever it is. So ears like there, head kind of ends there, face comes down here, huge nose, loads of wrinkles, create a bit of shape. You can exaggerate it as much as you want, you know, put your own spin on these things, don't just copy them. So that is effectively like this, in the simplest form possible, a rhino. I don't know if I'll incorporate the legs, but if I'm gonna be something like that, I'm going to imagine he's not going to the side. I'm going to imagine he's perfectly straight on. You can have mascots facing any direction, but I feel like for the sake of this video, I'm going to do it directly onwards. So there you go. So I've got that now, and then I'm going to move that to the side and put that there. So I'm happy with this reference imagery, and from there, I'm now going to be showing you how to actually start creating your mascot. If you're comfortable with Illustrator, use Illustrator, use the pen tool in that, because you can then source it up as much as you like. You're not going to lose any quality. And for pen tool action, just in general, Illustrator is an easier program to use. So now I'm going to start really simplifying our rhino, but trying to make it a bit more artistic, so putting my own spin on things slightly. I like to kind of make some brief lines of like where things are going to be, so that's like the center. We could say that will be like the top of the rhino's head there. I guess the horn would be like the actual center of the image, and would also be quite large. And also, because mine's going to be front on, I suppose it would be perfectly symmetrical, which helps. So I would only need to draw like the left side, and then I could flip it to the right side, and I'll be showing you how to do that. Effectively, there's not a whole lot of tutorial that I can do at this stage, other than just roughly explaining the kind of process behind what I'm doing. So here I'm going to do a smooth curve for the bottom of the rhinoceros horn, and bring it up to a perfect thing like that. He would then have like the side of his face there, and it would come up quite a way before reaching his ear, like we've seen. If you're wondering how I'm seeing my reference image, I've got it open on my second monitor, and I can also see it on my navigator in the top right corner. You can set that up by going to photography or essentials, or going into the view panel and then selecting your navigator if you can't see it. So here I'm just kind of creating the shape of a rhino. The rhino's ear might come out something like that. Something like that. I think it's always important to kind of exaggerate things you do with a mascot. So say there, in theory, right, it might just be like that and be a completely flat top, but it's not going to look good. You want to add shapes and curves. So what I would do is I would have the ear coming down like that, and then the head coming back up, just because creating shape is important. Because if you think this is going to be a super minimalistic drawing, you can't have it too boring. You need to exaggerate everything that you've got. And I'm going to be doing the same thing on this tutorial as I did in my Allier tutorial, which is if any of you are looking for a logo like this, then comment down below the animal or the creature or the person or whatever it is that you want. Comment your colors and comment your name, and I'll be picking some of them out and just doing them. I wasn't able to do a huge percentage of the ones with the Allier ones. Loads of you guys commented in the end, so a lot of you wouldn't have heard any response from me. But it's always worth a try if you are looking for the logo, I suppose. This is starting to look a bit like a pig. I need to really reinforce the horn. So an eye kind of like that should work, you know. Have some like illustrative bits coming up there. Could probably make this horn a little bit thinner actually, but it's fine for now. Details are really important if you're trying to create like anger on an animal's face. There'll be lots of wrinkles and stuff. I guess technically there wouldn't be, but what we're doing here is we're comparing an animal with a typical human cartoon and mixing the two to get something that's easily readable, which I think is one of the most important jobs as a graphic designer. It's kind of finding the perfect gap between a good illustration and something that's readable to anyone that looks at it. You can straight away tell like what the emotion is. I need to make sure that doesn't look like a mouth. I want it just to sort of reinforce the horn, so I guess I'll stop it there so it doesn't go right through to the middle. We'll see. I was able to find a few rhino mascot logos which influenced this drawing, I guess, and I'll promote those at the end. If you see some similar, that would be why. But yeah, I feel like mascot logos used to be very underrated, but then with things like esports, nearly all esports teams started using mascot logos. If you type in mascot logos, esports logos into Google Images, you're going to find loads of really sick mascot logos. Which is a good way of finding some. Anyway, I guess that there could be like the bottom. You might have like some points coming out there. The rhino on top. The horn. Don't know how I feel about this horn. If I make it a bit smaller, but then a bit taller, like that, might be a bit better. And as for this eye, it's going to be really bold when I actually do the pen tooling. But yeah, as for the people that are just generally subscribed to my channel and are following, I have lots of plans. I've been wanting to get back on my YouTube grind for a very long time. But I've had tons of personal things going on. I've just been super busy. But concept art is coming back. Loads of design tutorials like this if you just want to generally practice your Photoshop. I'm going to be teaching you guys some ways of getting used to using drawing tablets, because I have so many messages of people that have said they've recently bought a drawing tablet and they were thinking it would be a lot easier than it is, and they just don't know where to start. And I remember the first time I got my drawing tablet, I just literally put it in a cupboard and didn't use it for like a year, because it is really overwhelming. And at the time I just wasn't that interested. Then I came back to it, having watched a bunch of tutorials, and I was like, oh, so apparently they are super useful. Gave it another go, and then I fell in love with it. Right, let's see what this rhino looks like if we duplicate it. I'm quite happy with that. I mean, I've kept the flat chin. Maybe we could have the sides sloping out a bit more. Should we try that? So if we got that and just extended it outwards. So like that, and then extended this bit here outwards. And then with the horn, I feel like that slope needs to be reinforced a bit better. What I mean by that is, if I merge these, about here, I feel like the horn should almost come back in on itself and then come back out for that final point, like it does on the image, my first reference image. I think it's important to stay true to your references, because whilst things may look almost better whilst doing it at this stage, you'll find that you maybe stray away from your original idea a lot more. The eyes don't look evil enough, but I feel like they're going to be a lot easier to do when I'm using my pen tool. There would be all kinds of accents like there and coming out there. This line here could like really come out like that. And that little hang down shows a lot of evil, I feel like. So like that. And then we could have like a big snarl coming down here. Something like that. These horn marks, I quite like those. Yeah, so the creature looks a bit weird at this stage. When you do the pen tooling, you can refine things a lot more. I almost want this bubble here to be his eye bubble, so come down like there and pop back out, and then that bit there could like be more like that. Yeah, I think that works well. How are you all doing today? Drop a comment. How you feeling? You happy? You sad? Let's all try and support each other. I feel like there's too much negativity in this life. Or in this world, I should say. I need to get in the habit of just really sort of communicating more on my videos. Thing is, you guys probably know, right? When you're doing artwork, coming across as a normal human at the same time is so difficult, because I get so involved in the artwork. I really can't. I don't have time to like, or not that I don't have time, I don't know how to just communicate and speak my mind, because I'm fully involved in the work. Anyway, this is kind of the sketch of the rhino that I've got so far. You then want to map out what you want the mascot to look like. What I mean by that is, if we look at Ninja's, he has this kind of this shape going here that follows him around. His is symmetrical everywhere other than the face, like the hair's going that way, and this bit here is slightly different, but overall he's made it very symmetrical. So what we're gonna do is, I'm gonna make our box a lot bigger by selecting the canvas tool. And I'm gonna move my rhino down to here. And I'm gonna get the Batman Forever text, because that was the text we decided we were gonna use. And let's type out rhino. It only makes sense with what we're doing. Make the font about 400, and then that's still not big enough, so once we've done that, I'll just stretch it out. What you can do is, I could put a big arch on this, so if I spread it out like that, then if I go over to this option here, it's just to the right of the color block. If I press on that, I can select a style and I can select an arc, and I can pick how arced I'd like it to be. I almost want the top to be flat. Let's see if there's an option for that. That's the opposite of what I want. No, unfortunately they have like every variation other than what I'm looking for, so we'll go for this one, I guess. Have it like that. I'm going to rasterize it, and then I'm going to do something like what Ninja did. So, not that this makes too much sense, because obviously Ninja's was a J, so it made sense to go like that, but I want to just reinforce that with this N. So I'm going to drag this down further than it should be to about there. I'm going to copy and paste it, flip it this way, and just have it coming out like that. Or actually, to create that bend, what I'll do is I'll get an eye, and then I'll put that on an arc. That's fine. Rasterize that, flip that this way. It's good. You know, I think it's important to have something that makes the text unique. You know, if you are just using a pre-made font, then at least customize it a bit in Photoshop. This isn't the best example. I'd spend a while on this, because there's going to be lots of situations where your text is displayed without the logo, so that needs to look good. So we'll have rhino written there. Oh, that works quite well actually, because that N is going to be right there. Unless we had it like, no, I like it being like there. And then you could have this so that matched the shape of that. Oh, massive voice crack, I told you guys. Right, go like this, and then add another sort of bump up there. Draw your colour in. Alright, I like how that looks. And now we'll define the shape of what's going to be behind the rhino. This is an important stage of the mascot. So we'll do like, we'll say it will come out from here. So we'll have it lifting up like that, and then coming out like that to there. Duplicate it and put it over there. Like so. I'm going to move the O of the rhino along a tiny bit, just to make sure that's going to cover that text. I'm going to stretch the N slightly so that there's not a gap. Like that. We'll draw over the rhino in the future. Right, now it's time to start really getting to work with pen tool and stuff like that. So what I'm going to do for this bit is I'm going to fast forward it. I'm just going to put the rest of the logo into a speed art for you so you won't hear my voice. What I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be going around all of the black edges with a pen tool. So say I wanted to create the curve where his eye was, I would be using the pen tool to select one location, select the next location, and select the next location, then pull it back like that, and then connect it. right clicking, pressing make selection and filling it all in with black, just to create that really smooth line like you see in the mascots. You want to keep things as simple as possible. Feel free to differ from your sketch slightly, but for the most part, guys, that is it. This has probably been quite an advanced tutorial for a lot of you guys watching, just because I'm not walking you through it the way I normally do. But I feel like if I were to show you me doing this entire thing, it would take a lot of time and in many ways wouldn't actually help you. So I recommend just jumping into Photoshop. If you need a more generic tutorial on how to make a mascot logo, then drop a like, because let's say if this reaches 250 likes, I'll make a mascot logo tutorial teaching you how to do the whole thing in real time. But if not, just leave a comment asking me what kind of logo you want, like I said before, and there's a good chance that I will be making that logo for you for free of charge. So yeah, let me know. Hope you enjoyed what you've seen so far and enjoy the rest of this, and stay tuned to see what the final outcome's going to be, because I'm going to be using color accents and stuff like that to make it as similar to Ninja's logo as possible. If you don't know who Ninja is, which I'm sure you all do, check the description. I do not claim to have made his original logo. If I can find out who the artist of that was, then that'll be on screen now, so shout out to him. But regardless, hope to see you in the rest of my videos. Subscribe if you're new, drop a like, and you'll be seeing more from me very soon. So take care everyone, and enjoy the rest of this video. Hello, so this goes out to anyone that's still watching. I wanted to mention that at the end I decided to incorporate Ninja's colorway by doing the blue and gold, and then after doing that I decided to, because by now you've seen how it looks in his colorway, I decided to take my own spin on it and adjust it so that it was a different colorway, just to kind of spice things up. I feel like mascots look a lot more exciting when they're colorful. Anyway, you're at the end of this video. I wanted to plug some things. I always forget to plug things at the start of my videos, because that's when, you know, most people watch. Everyone kind of tunes in for a certain amount of time, then closes the video. But this is to all the faithful people. Check out my clothing brand. Obviously you don't have to buy anything, but if you just look at the website and then let me know what you think, that means so much to me. So it's www.muddyclout.com. I make kind of hypebeast cartoon t-shirts. They're gonna sell out soon because I'm gonna start releasing drops properly, so all of these are gonna become unavailable. But anyway, yeah, thank you all so much for supporting. I'm getting back in the swing of YouTube, and once I get the kind of it back in my head of what I need to do, I become a lot more consistent and the videos generally get better quality. But thanks for sticking around to the end. I love every single one of you that's watching this video, and comment down below ending gang if you're still watching. Bye bye guys.
When I'm off the gas, I can see things. When I'm off the gas, I can see things. When I'm off the gas, I can see things. New things, old things, dead things.